We've got new big breaking news saying exactly what I told you on air 5 years ago and a month ago. I even have the Huffington Post attacking me, saying that there are feminist groups that really lure women into dungeons and enslave them for men. And it's all over the news today. How interesting. Inside the terrifying slave cult, where women, including a Hollywood actress, are forced to hand over naked pictures, get branded with the founder's initials, and are beaten with paddles and forced to recruit other women as, quote, slaves. Thursday, the 9th day of November, 2017, we're now close to 30 hours in to the worldwide broadcast that we launched yesterday morning at 8 a.m. I'm going to be here for the next 4 hours. Then we've got Owen Schroyer, who will complete the 34-hour global transmission. And then, Lord willing, we'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. with a kickoff of Real News with David Knight, and then, of course, Infowars Live with yours truly, Alex Jones. About a month ago, the Huffington Post attacked me for saying that in Hollywood, they have lesbian groups that pose as feminist organizations to lure young women into them, and that the women are basically kept as slaves. And they said this was a horrible, vile thing. The headline was, Alex Jones, Harvey Weinstein comments are vile beyond belief. Well, I mean, I read the police reports that get swept under the rug, and I have sources around the world. And movies like Hostel are real. They're basically documentaries in film format. Girl with the dragon tattoo, all that kind of stuff. That's what's going on. A lot of rich people's houses down in basements. There are millions and millions of missing people every year in every major country, and they say, oh, they're runaways, or they changed their identity. Yeah, maybe 60% or so, it turns out. But the tens of millions that never get found, folks, go into acid baths. Now, that's what I talked about. Well, when you study this, there's a lot of other groups that kind of mimic it, but they don't do the killing part. Because they know a lot of people want to be in a cult-type situation. There's that area in the human mind. And so you're starting to hear more and more about this coming out, where there'll be gyms where people work out that also have a sex cult angle to them, and where everybody's shaman and, you know, take drugs to open up their consciousness. And that's going on all over the world. And so it's shades of gray into where all that goes. But usually you'll find an intelligence agency spinoff group that is basically running mind control operations through those organizations. Because people in sociopathic mindsets and psychopathic mindsets crave control over others. The big Nazi rallies at night and the torches and everyone marching in formation in North Korea, it's the same thing. It's those psychopaths and sociopaths that crave that, and they're always trying to build it. And then they hate any other thought system that isn't centralized. And they wage war against it. And that's why there's war against Christianity. That's an admitted war against Christianity that's going on. Is because, for bad or worse, there are a lot of bad permutations of Christianity, man-made control systems and cults. But the overall operating system of it and the spirit of it is not compatible with the kingdom of the cults New World Order model. Now, you suddenly see it all over the news, from L.A. to New York, feminist cults where women are slaves and then a man runs it. Finally, the doors swing open, and there's Dracula. But he sends his women out to recruit other women. And you've got this NXIVM group up in New York. It's just a child's play organization. It's a pretend group of some of the real ones that are out there. But we're going to tell you about it when we come back. Stay with us. We are now 27 hours into the global 34-hour marathon transmission celebrating the one-year anniversary that is now came and gone of the election of Donald John Trump. We're going to look at how they're trying to spin two blue states going blue again as the end of populism worldwide. Yes, rumors of our demise has been greatly exaggerated. We've got new big breaking news saying exactly what I told you on air 5 years ago and a month ago. I even have the Huffington Post attacking me, saying that there are feminist groups that really lure women into dungeons and enslave them for men. And it's all over the news today. How interesting. Inside the terrifying slave cult, where women, including a Hollywood actress, are forced to hand over naked pictures, get branded with the founder's initials, and are beaten with paddles, and forced to recruit other women as, quote, slaves. And they first get into it as a women's empowerment, women-only feminist organization. Yeah, there are a lot of lesbian women that want their own harems. And I don't attack lesbians. I understand they've got good taste. The point is that they don't get to engage in any behavior they want because they're, quote, the protected class. And I told you, behind every lesbian cult, there is a Count Dracula in the shadows. And that's exactly what all these articles coming out say. The feminist sex cult that women thought was women empowerment. And then they find out, oh, we serve the man. You call him master. And Hollywood and 50 Shades of Grey is all just a primer to get you in those handcuffs the first couple times. And sometimes, like I said a month ago and got attacked by George Soros' outfit, he originally funded Ariana Huffington. And they're like, you don't expel the girls. You don't tell the girls it's not sexy to go in those dungeons. You don't touch our favorite thing. You don't tell them it's dangerous, Jones. Shut up. Oh, but I'm proven right again. And I'm not saying this cult, and it clearly is that. The police are investigating, and hundreds of women, reportedly, many of us, masses have escaped. And it's always some little narcissistic, power-tripping sociopath/psychopath who wants to be God and needs people to grovel before them. Anyone who was really successful and powerful would be ashamed of something like that and would want to empower people. But modern feminism is a creation of Edward Bernays and the Department of War and the Ford and Carnegie Endowment starting in the 1920s, and it's all declassified. And it's meant to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to debase women and the family in their own admissions, and they have done a spectacular job. Men are drooling idiots trying to act tough. Women run around confused as angry tarts. The children wander the wilderness of the internet and television, being bombarded by Viacom and other weaponized media to destroy their attention spans, fry their brains, and turn them into gibbering mental patients. Because if they can't get your child where they want them physically, they're going to get them there mentally, and they're going to get them through the whole medical system as well. So that's all coming up today. And we've just got the video of where I warned the women, you think you're joining a feminist group. And these are really women that desire to dominate other people. But they've always got a man in the background running the show. And again, people are trying to set these up everywhere. Every two-bit know-it-all shaman who takes ayahuasca or, you know, all this other stuff, and then decides that they have interfaced with God and that they are this big leader. It's everywhere in Austin. Almost every gym and group is really a front for people taking a bunch of hallucinogens and having some guru, and the women get enlightened by having sex with the guru, and it's just, come on, people. And these nerds, they just sit around and decide how to set up cults. That's what they do. And it's all a big joke to them. Well, I'm setting up a cult. It's the cult of the individual and the cult of real empowerment. There's no meetings, there's no groups with me. I go home alone. There's no church Alex Jones. That's why they hate my guts so bad. Because, see, I am fulfilled. I have a mission. I am enlightened. I know what's going on. I know when they take these hardcore hallucinogens that do break interdimensionally through into the levels you experience in deep sleep, and that you're actually conscious within your unconscious, that you then see across the void and see that time-space is filled with other entities. And, of course, they always tell you you're God because you're with them and you're all-powerful and you're going to tell everybody what to do, and it's pure lower-dimensional Satanism. That's all it is. And it's the New Age weapon program. It's the CIA hallucinogen program rolled out onto the streets against the people. You can argue, well, you can be enlightened with hallucinogens. Undoubtedly. But the issue is not in a cult with them spiritually manipulating it and amplifying it and bringing it in to their system. You don't want to be around that or involved with that. And just like the Bible says, pharmakia and sorcery is the way to being enslaved. And it always leads there. It's always about some person that thinks they're God ruling over you and setting up a little petty kingdom. Because the devil couldn't have it in heaven. And he wants to have it here. And all of his slaves are the same little self-centered wimps running around seeking for power. And as they join with the great oneness of the universe, the little devil on their shoulder, when they're absolutely taking more DMT than you release when you die, you're having a near-death experience, and the little demon's right there telling you it's God and you're God and everything, and feel all this, feel the timelessness, feel all everything else. That's you, that's me. Me. And then people come out of it and go, I'm a god, I'm a shaman, I'm on a power trip. And you're just like, man, give me a break. You're running a program that was put in your mind when you got spirit guided, lured in to a black magic ritual and didn't even know what you were part of. See, I don't need DMT to go where you go. I can go there anytime I want. And that's why the globalists hate me, because they know I'm right there staring right back at them the whole time. But so is everybody else. That's why they want to hurt your consciousness. That's why they want to inject you with heavy metals. It's why they want to fry your brain. It's why they want to control you and absolutely suppress you. Because they want to artificially bring you into a new reality they are constructing within reality as a prison. And they don't want you to ever know you entered into it. And they hate Christian churches because real people lovingly get together and love each other and feel God and amplify that. And that's like nails on a chalkboard to these devil worshipers.
What the aging process is when the cell replicates, we lose a little bit of our telomeres. Telomeres are the little cups on the end of our chromosomes.
And when it runs out, you start dying. Secure your DNA force today at InfowarsLife.com.